Hi, welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham. And for our last segment tonight, we have a special couple of guests here. We have Stephanie Rickert, who's the Executive Director of Old McDonald's Farm Incorporated. Thanks for being here, Stephanie.
Thank you.
And she brought with her Ramagan. Hi, Ramagan, how are you? Oh, so sweet. So, we'll talk a little bit more with Ramagan in a few minutes, but Stephanie, tell me if you could about Old McDonald's Farm. This is your place. You started this years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a little history and what your mission is, since you are a nonprofit organization?
Absolutely, I'd be pleased to do that. Stay, buddy, stay. So the short version is we use animals to teach and reach children. And so we're a nonprofit children's program, and we're a very academic program, and we teach science and math and geography and life skills and teaching kids to be kind and capable. We teach kids language arts, all kinds of things, history,
wow.
All kinds of things, and we just do it with animals. They're the hook for teaching.
And I'm sure that is a very successful hook because kids love animals.
Absolutely.
Now, it's not a school, though.
No, we're an alternative enrichment educational program. It's an alternative program, an enrichment program.
So kids go to their regular schools, and then when and how do they become involved with your farm?
Sure. So we teach a number of different classes, and certainly have over the last 20 some odd years, I guess. But I was quite a bit younger when I started this. I had no gray hair. So we have the main programs that we have. We have day visit programs, so educational field trips. So we have a 1-hour introduction to the farm for little bitty preschool kids on up to a 3-hour program for older kids. That we've had high school kids out there. I just had an email today from a lady at Alameda School, and they want to bring out 75 children in first grade for one day, and then come out and schedule another 50 kids the next day, and ask if we could accommodate that. And it's like, of course, yes. So we have done the day visit program, depending upon which program they pick. There's 4, as I mentioned, from anywhere from 1 child and a parent. As parents, we have a morning chores package for families to join us.
Nice.
On up to, I think the maximum number that we've ever done was, I believe 81 children, I think was the maximum number.
That's a lot.
So,
That's a lot.
yes.
If you can accommodate that many, that's pretty great.
So we have 8 different learning centers, and they move around, and they'll do some digging and planting, and do learning about composting and gardening. We have an environmental studies learning center, certainly pygmy goats, cow. There's a cow learning center. There's a horse learning center, so they'll learn about horses and grooming and all of that. We have different, like I said, the tool time. So different learning centers where they rotate, and it's pretty organized, if I do say so myself. And it works works pretty well. Oh yeah, you absolutely could not. I mean, chaos is not teaching, so it would have to be pretty organized. So we have summer programs, week-long summer camps. We work with kids with special needs. We call it special programs, and design individualized programs around their educational plan that they have. We have a lot of different programs.
You brought a short video, and maybe we can take a look at that, give us a better flavor for what people can expect out there, and then I want to delve a little more deeply into some of your programs, especially coming up this summer.
Great.
So see if we can take a look at that.
So she learns a lot about farm life. In addition to learning about how to work on a farm, she's learning responsibility and strong work ethic, which will help her, of course, as she's older.
You use animals to get kids excited about learning. So we teach science, history, geography, better speaking and writing skills. We teach children to be kind, capable, respectful, caring, can-do. We just use these guys for motivators.
They learn about plants, and they learn about animals. They learn about how to respect people and animals.
And it just makes you feel better to know that you did like a full day's work, and like you fed animals, you cleaned up after them, you filled everything you need to fill, you watered, but you just didn't do that for 1 animal, you did that for 30 animals, so it's really more rewarding.
But it's just a neat setting where kids can do so much. I mean, kids are even sawing wood, they're using post hole pounders. I let kids use drills. We drilled holes in our worm bins, so kids learn about composting, gardening, environmental studies. Their food comes from their chicken dinners, their hamburgers, where their fiber comes from, where goat's milk comes from, or their yogurt or their ice cream from cow's milk. So we get kids excited about learning about agriculture.
We live in the city, and so we don't have a lot of exposure to farm life, some lost knowledge, so to speak. We are so preoccupied in a technologically advanced society, and I just would like her to be exposed to real living
lots of our children nowadays are growing up with lots of screen time. So they're using their thumbs and they've got the screen time and they're watching doing lots of things on the computer or doing lots of things with their TVs. Get kids away from the screens and have a real experience with growing something or picking something or harvesting something or riding an animal, like I said, or taking care of the cow.
A couple things I've learned just from the farm is organization is key to everything you do here. Because without organization, there are 30 some odd animals, 20 kids, a schedule, everything has to be on time and precise to everything you do. Miss Stephanie has taught me that.
It's a wonderful place to start with their educational academic goals, and so we learned a little bit about the history of dachshunds and where they came from. We did estimation on weight and height, and then we measured, so that was kind of fun. It's a great way, like I said, to teach anything. You couldn't just start with one little animal and teach the world, because you can talk about Germany and where they were from. We learned lots of vocabulary words, how to approach dogs, so certainly it's a dog thing and practical application of not getting your face bitten when you go up to animals, so we had some fun skits on that. They even did some rating dachshunds on a scale of 1 to 5 on adaptability, cat friendly, apartment friendly, all that, so that was kind of fun. So the whole week was the dachshund, so it was really fun. So without further ado.
And one thing that I learned about dachshunds is their name in German means badger dog. One characteristic I learned about the dachshund is that they are the #1 most aggressive dog in the world.
My favorite dachshund is Monica.
One point that I need to ask myself if I were to get a dog, what the cost is.
One point that I need to ask myself if I were to get a dog is if I'm willing to spend a lot of time with it. One item to keep in mind when I approach a dog is to make sure to let them sniff my hand.
My favorite farm animal that I met this week is the pig Ninbin. One characteristic or thing about dachshunds that I learned is even though they are short and cute, they still can be dangerous.
If I were to get a dog, hundreds of dollars go away.
Well, you get to see the animals and you get to feed them and you get to check their water and pet them.
It's really rewarding to see them really bloom and blossom, I guess, with the focus that we have of being gentle and kind and caring, but also to all the neat academic stuff that we can teach. What a really neat opportunity that was to be on an open space, to get out of the city, to flourish, to thrive, to enjoy, to learn, to explore. I mean, we have a beautiful creek down here. We have nature walks and nature talks and educational opportunities in nature too, which is just lovely. So I'd love for people to have an interest in that, a passion in that, a desire to share that with kids and to help us do that.
And we get to pick up their manure, and manure means poop on the farm.
It's like a little outtake there.
I know, it's perfect.
That's
yeah,
good,
she's
that's
a
good.
lovely little thing.
Oh boy. So what's been the most rewarding thing for you running this organization for all these years?
Certainly seeing the kids get it, to learn something, to be kind to someone else because they've been taught that, to work hard. And I love it when they repeat some of the things that I've taught. It's a can-do farm. We're not allowed to say I can't.
Oh, good.
So that's a neat deal. So we figure out ways that they can do it, whether they get help or ask something or figure out different ways to do things. So that's really kind of
Nothing's
neat.
impossible. You just have to find out the right way to
That's really neat.
approach
So
it.
I could go on and on with that
I bet you
forever.
could. I bet you could.
It melts my heart actually to see them, and like I said in the video, to thrive and to enjoy and just to learn and to be kids. I mean, it's just
bet there's a
neat.
lot of kids that are city kids that have never
absolutely.
been to a farm before.
Absolutely.
That
Most of the
that.
kids we've served, which I told you we're almost close to 20,000
20,000?
children since we started
That's
this. Yeah,
amazing.
it's kind of fun. So most of the kids we serve, we certainly serve kids from the Gresham area and Corbett, certainly, but most of them come from inner Portland and all over. We've had kids as far away from, Beaverton or what have you.
The metropolitan area
The whole
mostly,
metropolitan
but-
area.
yeah.
And we've had people that found out about some of our classes that we were offering online, and their families did vacations out here, and they came from back east.
Really?
And,
Oh, how great.
Had a couple people that came from California, a young lady that came from Texas many years in a row, so it was kind of neat.
Wow, that's wonderful. So, so these kids come out here, and you say you have all sorts of programs, and I know there are so many that we probably can't even begin to cover all of them, but I know this summer you've got things going on starting in May. You said something about a junior horse vetting. Tell us what that is.
So in collaboration with Saturday Academy, which they're affiliated with the University of Portland, and they are their own nonprofit organization, but what they offer, it's a lovely relationship that we have with them. They have a really neat catalog that they market to thousands and thousands of people, and so that helps us to get the word out about what we're teaching. And so we, in collaboration with Saturday Academy, are teaching a junior vet workshop in May. We have a Oh Baby Baby class in June. That's a Saturday Academy workshop as well. And we have a bus, our own bus, that transports kids from the Portland area and certainly Gresham too. And so those are Saturday workshops that we're happy to teach. And we have a neat site, so it works well for Saturday Academy to offer those services.
And I'm familiar with Saturday Academy. It's been around for a long time. It has a really good reputation.
Yeah, so we teach with them, and then we also have the field trips, educational field trips, which I mentioned, but then our summer camps start in July for 2nd through 6th grade. We have 6 weeks of full week.
6 weeks.
7, yeah, so 2nd through 6th.
Day camp?
Day camp.
Okay.
And we have the bus that transports children, and then we have 1 week of Clancy's Kids Camp for K1, so kindergartners in 1st grade.
Wow.
So it's kind of fun, and Clancy's one of our ponies that's 26, and so we named it after Clancy.
Oh, how
so
cute.
it's Clancy Camp for most everybody
Clancy
around.
Camp.
Clancy
So you use the animals in all of your classes.
Absolutely.
So I loved when you were talking about, you're measuring and weighing Remagen here, and talking about, where his name is German and it's a German dog, and so talking about that and using the geography and all that kind of thing, and
it's a fabulous
tying it all
way
together.
to motivate children to learn all kinds of neat things, which sitting in school and looking at a book can get old sometimes, and so the hands-on connect. Look at that face.
I mean, who can
Do you
resist?
not want to learn about this animal
Yes,
because
I
of that
do.
face? I mean, that's exactly the motivation for this.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. So the short version is, when you walk into a park, you'd walk by somebody and you might nod and you might say hello. You might not even say hello, you might just walk by them. But if that person had a really cute little animal in their arms, or a puppy, would you not go over to them? You'd be touching them because you're touching the puppy, and your little face is right down there, right their face, because the puppy's licking you. And so that is the reason we started Old McDonald's Farm, because it was a neat way to connect and reach children.
And it does. I always said the best way, if you ever wanted to meet somebody and you wanted to go out dating again, you get yourself a puppy.
Get a cute dog. He can be borrowed.
It's really, it is. A really cute baby or a dog.
There you go. Yeah.
So
horse or a cow works as well, Monica.
Yeah, there's some places that are a little hard to take them there.
Absolutely.
But so people are interested in finding out more, either being involved, taking their kids. They can go to your website and get all the information. You'll have room in your summer camps for a while. And
yes, absolutely. We're filling, but we're not full yet.
Okay.
So.
And do you have a need for volunteers?
Always.
Okay.
In fact, I had a young lady that goes to your CAPS school right over here, and she said, I need 5 hours of volunteer work, and I want to work with animals. Can you accommodate? Absolutely.
Great. That's
We'd
great.
be happy to help.
And most kids in high school now have that requirement in high school to do community service, and so
we've probably had over 2,000 volunteers put in about 22,000 hours of volunteer time to build that place.
Wow.
We love and appreciate and are very blessed with volunteers, absolutely.
How many staff do you have out there?
Myself is only full-time staff, and we have about 5 part-time on-call people and a number of people that do different things, and I hire people.
So you do rely on the volunteers a lot.
We do rely on volunteers a lot, absolutely.
Great. What else do we need to know before we run out of time about Old McDonald's Farm? I mean, this is, you're going on your, how many years?
Well, I've been working on it forever, but we've been open to serve kids for just about 18 now.
Wow, and almost have your 20th or 20,000th, I can't say it.
Yes, yeah, that's a tongue twister,
through.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So if people are interested, check out the website. And,
oldmcdonaldsfarm.org,
and it's in
Corbett,
Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay.
And we're happy to have folks horseback riding lessons, all kinds of different things we can offer. So yeah.
The diversity of classes and programs is wide at Old McDonald's Farm Inc. So do go on their website, check it out. Stephanie can show you around, and I think it'd be a great place to take the kids and the whole family. So do check that out. There are a lot of great things going on in the area, and there's a whole summer waiting for you to explore them. I'm Monica Weitzel. We'll see you here next week on Community Hotline.
Coming here to shoot my documentary was more than I ever would have dreamed of doing.
This is a community media station.
It was phenomenal.
Ready, camera one.
What is it about this place that makes so many different people come together?
Ready, camera two.
Very professional, experienced people.
You can use these industry standard pieces of equipment.
Ready, camera three. Take three.
You don't have to be rich to do this.
Open people's eyes to something they've never even thought of before.
Cool stuff happens. It becomes this community.
That's going to really change who's telling the stories and who's controlling the messaging.